Okay, so today, guys, we are going to work on assembling our hand or attaching our handles and our feet. Okay, so I'm going to start with my feet first, I think. Okay, so I got to make sure that my bottom is actually really nice looking. So I don't want any crumbles or anything like that on there. So I'm just going to make sure that anything that looks like it is not, that pretty looking, I scraped it off. All right. I have my little feet already currently made. The reason I'm adding the feet is because I do not want my project, or not my project, my coffee mug to sit on my table at home. Okay. So if I do this, when it sweats, because most of these cups will sweat because, well, that's just how it normally goes. I don't want it to leave a ring on my counter. So if I do this, that means I can glaze the bottom and it won't be an issue. Okay. So I'm going to come through. I'm going to put, mark off where I'm going to put my little feet. Okay. Got to go through. I made sure that they're all, relatively darn close to the same size. All right. Because you don't want one taller than the other, because if you do that, guess what? It just doesn't sit right, and well, that really stinks. Okay, so I've got roughly where they need to go. Okay, I'm going to take my little tool to score. Obviously, you can use whatever you have at your house. Score one way, score the other way. This is definitely getting to where it is firm, leather, hard. So I've got to make sure that I get these things attached today. Okay, because if I don't, it's going to be more challenging to get these things attached. So make sure you get the things attached that need to be attached when they need to be attached, because if you wait too long, and look, I'm not actually like completely and totally mauling my score marks. I'm not rubbing them away. I'm just scoring, adding my water, and then placing it. Okay. Make sure that it sticks really good. I'm going to do all four. I'm going to add my handle. Now you want to attach this before it gets to firm leather hard. And this is, like it's still soft leather hard, but it is darn close to firm leather hard. So you got to make sure you are monitoring your projects to where you're not going to have to say, oh my gosh, I left it too long. I didn't do what I needed to do in the time frame that I needed to do it. So make sure that you are monitoring. My classroom is much drier probably than your house. So, that's just one of those things. All right, so I have that there. Now I will need to go through and I'm going to probably blend a little bit. Make sure that get rid of my score marks, because, well, the score marks, as a necessity, you need those score marks, but when you finish your project, you shouldn't see those score marks. Okay, so I've got that like that. Mine are still a little on the bumpy side, which is totally fine. I can flip it over. I got to make sure that, it's going to set okay. And it's not wiggly wobbly. It sets on all four. Okay. So then I can take and I can grab my little, so you guys can actually see what I'm doing here. I marked where I wanted my handle to go, and that's going to go right in this range right here. Just notice that this has got a big old scuzz spot right here, so I've got to come through and kind of knock that down a little bit. I wish ideally we didn't have to attach our handle at this stage. I'd prefer to attach it later on, but I want you guys to be able to attach it when it's at soft leather hard, because firm leather hard, you have to have slip and everything, and well, I think I would almost prefer to do it then, but for you guys, that's definitely more challenging. So we're going to do it like this, okay? So I've got all my details and stuff added on right now. And all I have to do is go through and carve. I will have to be a little more careful because I'm going to have my handle attached, but that is okay. All right, so I'm going to score right here because this is where my handle is going to go. Score back and forth. Score back and forth. I will tell you that the base definitely has a little more moisture in it than the lip. My lip is drying out a little bit more than I want it to, so I'm going to make sure I spritz that with some water. Okay, so I've got that right there. I'm going to just come through here and look, this is getting pretty firm. Okay, so this is at a good stage. They're probably close to the same stage now. Okay, score. Make sure I go back and forth a little bit because you want it to stick properly. If it doesn't stick, guess what? It doesn't stay. And then that's just sadness. Look at all that. That's going to make some good slip right there. I'm just going to stick that right back on. Okay. A little more water. That's better. And I'm going to attach my bits. Okay. And then I'm going to blend it in because I want them to stay. I don't want it to crack. I'm going to use a tool. You can use whatever tool you have available to you. You can use a spoon. A spoon would actually work okay to attach as well. Okay. And I'm going to move that. You know what I just realized? I can't hold it upside down. Darn it. I have to set it on something if I want to do that because that's not going to work. I'll end up snapping my handle off. See, because like when I hold it like this, I mean, you know what? Maybe I do want that down just a smidge. Bring it down. Nope. Nope, it's pretty much secured. I could pull it off, but I don't need to. It's fine. I'm going to actually put something up here as a to act as a stabilizer. Okay. So I want that to be extra stable. Come through here, blend this in just a little bit. If you can get it to where it looks seamless, you know what it is? It's seamless and it sticks so much better. Even right there. I'm going to put a little bit of, see that right there, slip. Come in here and I'm going to poke that down in there. And that will help that adhere even better. So I don't want any cracks because cracks, well, those are sad. Sometimes it does crack no matter what you do. You know, it's just clay can be finicky. All right, so I have that like that. So my project actually has to set like this. I'm going to come through here. I'm going to look at that so you can see all my little score marks. Can you see those score marks in there? See those? See how score marks are? I want to make sure that I get that cleaned up. So I'm going to take a little bit more of my crumbles, put some water on there, and I'm going to come through and I'm going to make sure that that gets all smoothed out. I really do think that I want to do something right there. I don't know what I'm going to do there. Maybe I don't want to do anything there. I'm not sure. I did nick it with my finger. I just noticed that. Okay, and then you just really make sure it's adhered really, really good. Okay. All right, there's that. All right, so for now, I have my feet. I have my handle. Does it look perfect right now? Nope, it needs to be cleaned up. It needs to be made beautiful, and that is okay. But I do need to be extra careful when I have my handle. And whatever you do not try to hold your project by the handle. If you do that, guess what's going to happen? It's going to snap and break off because it's, oops, dang it, I shouldn't wear my jewelry either. I just totally marred it with my ring. Oops, my bad. So you have to be extra careful. The next step that we're going to do is I'm going to carve into it, okay? But for now, this is your next step. So you add your bits and pieces on, and then we're going to go from there, okay? So that is where we're at, okay? All right, you guys have a great one, and I will see you next video.